And we're back. How'd y'all enjoy that ad? I did an ad before this, Micah. You just didn't know it. We're back. TNR Sports Show. My buddy Micah is with us. He's here. I don't know how the camera's gonna work here. I'm thinking it's gonna just be like it usually is, but I don't know. We'll find out. It's a little experiment. There had 3 people on before. Micah is my Michigan friend. He has come in to discuss the big game that happened this week, Michigan versus Ohio State. It's kind of funny though. I was thinking about it before you jumped in here. It was all crazy because we had rivalry weekend, and it was like, man, what a great rivalry weekend we had. Big wins, big losses. And I feel like none of that matters now. It's all irrelevant that Lincoln Riley's been fired. It feels like it just overshadows everything at this point. Oklahoma just loves stealing the spotlight from Michigan.
They know how to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're doing our
Yeah,
best.
true. All right. Michigan, Ohio State. They won 42-27. It was a wonderful game. Micah, what do you think about Michigan's big win? Did you cry?
I choked back tears as
Choke back some beers.
yeah, exactly. Choked back tears as I shotgunned a beer.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, that was since 2011, our last victory of Ohio State. That was easily our Michigan's best performance against Ohio State, and probably of any game against any opponent, really.
Ever.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a fluke. I was thinking that if Michigan was going to win the game, it needed to have a lot of turnovers in it, maybe like a kickoff return or something crazy happened. But I mean, Michigan didn't force a single turnover, and Michigan threw an interception. So yeah, I mean, it was just complete domination on the ground specifically. Grown man football, just like Harbaugh wanted.
They didn't stand a chance in hell. They didn't stand a chance at all. Y'all's offensive line was dominant up front. I think I saw a tweet today that John Madden texted Jim Harbaugh. Somebody said football player porn right there, football guy porn or something like that. That is true. Could you imagine getting a text from John Madden? I didn't even know he was alive.
Yeah, exactly. John Madden clinging to life. Watching Michigan's offensive line probably added 3 years to his lifespan.
Yeah, John Madden's going to live to 150 now just because of Michigan. Shout out to Michigan beating Ohio State. But yeah, it was a dominant performance running the football. It was Saturday was a fun day. Michigan, Ohio State was just fun to watch. I just love watching Ohio State lose. Did you ever talk to your brother, Eric? His brother, Eric's Ohio State guy.
Yeah, I tried to keep it short and sweet. Didn't really want to
I
want it too much because
rub it in.
I mean,
the ultimate troll.
Yeah, that's true. Another 10-year losing streak for Michigan could be right on the other side of this.
Yeah, that's true. It would be freaking 35 before Michigan wins again. My God, I have 3 kids, divorced twice. Oh my God, it's gonna be a disaster.
So if we win 3 in a row, then I'm really gonna give it to him.
There you go.
Yeah, if he wins 3 in a row, it's over for Eric. It's like he's gonna bury the guy. I thought it was a good win. Ryan, do you have any thoughts on Michigan?
I mean, it was a huge win for the Wolverines. I love the snow game. I'm very happy it was during the snow.
Did you see the classic? Penn State, Michigan State had like a real
blizzard
game. Yeah, that was like a blizzard game. That's gross. I couldn't even imagine that this time of year.
Yeah, I couldn't play that. But it was a huge win for the Wolverines. I'm really curious to see how they're going to progress from this in terms of recruiting, and then of course the Big Ten title game. So see what they do. I'm curious.
So what are we thinking? You think Iowa beats Michigan, or do you think Michigan wins? No, not you, Ryan. Micah.
Oh, I think Michigan wins in like a 21-3, like pretty gross game. Well, like Iowa's offense is just not horrible.
So I was thinking, I told Ryan when off screen last week, when we were talking about the game, or not when, I guess yesterday. I don't know when we were talking about it, but if Michigan beat Ohio State, I guess it was last week, and Wisconsin, made it, I was like, I'm taking Wisconsin heavy. I was like,
Yeah.
Wisconsin would love to just spoil that for Michigan, but now I just don't. I don't. Iowa's nasty. They're a nasty team.
I was honestly expecting Wisconsin to win. Like I hadn't even like prepared for them losing to Minnesota. And then I look in like the fourth quarter of that game and see Minnesota's up by 10, and I'm like, I don't even know who we play now.
I thought we both, and Ryan and I talked today. We thought it was going to be Minnesota.
Yeah.
What happened to that? I guess they lost to somebody else. I thought it was I thought the whole thing was Wisconsin and
I
Minnesota.
think Iowa beat them. I think Iowa beat Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that kind of killed Minnesota's chances. Minnesota didn't deserve to be there anyway. I think they lost to Bowling Green.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that's just embarrassing. You can't go to your conference championship game and lose to a crappy little team like that. Well, like 2 wins this year, and you were one of them. That's abysmally bad.
Yeah, I didn't even know Minnesota was really that high up in the Big Ten standings, because I feel like they had a very quiet 8-4 season. You know, PJ Fleck wasn't really rowing the boat all that loud this year. So
I'm surprised they did so good. They lost like the best running back in the country after game 1.
Right. Yeah.
And they put all their chips on the table to beat Ohio State, and they couldn't do it. And they had told their fucking running back, it's ACL or whatever, you know. It's just crazy town. But yeah, I really liked watching that Michigan game. It's always fun to watch Michigan and Ohio State, especially I hate Ohio State with a burning passion. I hate Ohio State. I hate South Carolina. You know, I don't hate South Carolina. It's bad for branding, Trenton. I like South Carolina a lot, but I hate Ohio State. I was talking to him. Yeah, I was talking to him about the Iron Bowl. And I was like, I kind of like watching Auburn lose more than Alabama. I was telling him Alabama just feels like they're so much greater than Arkansas, like in the rest of the SEC West, that, you know, we've never beat. But I feel like we're competitive with the rest of them. So I hate everybody in the SEC West except Alabama. I was happier to see Alabama get theirs next week when they play Georgia. There ain't no doubt about that. So, I mean, I was happy to see Auburn lose. It was better for me.
Yeah, that whole rivalry weekend worked out great for Arkansas on the SEC standings. So
yeah, so big win. I guess we'll talk about it now. A little flabbergasting. I'm more than alive. Arkansas beat Missouri, crushed them. It was a complete slaughter. Not what Micah wanted. He did put some money on the game. I don't think they hit their team total, right? But you hit the spread.
Yeah, I think they were 4 points shy of the team total, but they hit it pretty easily.
Yeah, but we crushed Missouri. Eli Drink is dead. He's a weak little baby anyway. You know, like I think he went to Arkansas, like lived in Arkansas his whole life. So that just means
he coached in Arkansas too, the high school teams.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just means more, you know, in the SEC. You know. Anyway, so going into that win, we needed Ole Miss to beat Mississippi State, which happened because Mississippi State was just terrible in that game. I was telling Ryan, Mississippi State lost that game in the half when they dropped all those passes in the end zone. I don't know if you were watching that game, but the Mississippi State had it like a goal line possession or whatever, where all 3 of the downs they just dropped passes. The running back dropped 2, and then the wide receiver dropped 1 in the end zone. And it was over after that. That's when Ben Mintz, you know, from Barstool shaking the bell, and Brandon Walker was like, "You crap fat, cross-eyed mother effer."
Hands off my cowbell.
Yeah, hands off his cowbell. That's like, so you can't touch another man's wiener. You know what I mean? You can't touch another man's cowbell. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You know. But we needed that to happen, so that happened. We needed Alabama to beat Auburn. It would have been the ultimate irony of Arkansas not making it until third in the SEC West if Alabama would have lost to Auburn.
Yeah.
But Alabama, then Nick Saban could go kick rocks, but he beat them. And then LSU to beat A&M, which
a little miracle
miraculously happened. And I didn't feel like we skipped over this, Ryan. But LSU being Ole Miss, did you see Coach O's final Go Tigers?
Oh yeah, when they A&M, yeah. I saw his press conference. I thought it was pretty funny.
Was funny too when he went to the team. He was like, "Are we not excited around here?" Whatever. I can't do the Coach O voice. Ryan knows. Last time I tried to do it on an episode, it like ruined I was literally coughing for like 30 minutes after it was done. And Ryan, I turned the computer off, started editing this.
This is your last chance to do it, Coach O.
Maybe
He's
I'll
never
do it
gonna get
at the
hired
end.
again.
I'll do it at the end. I'll do it at the end. But anyway, Arkansas needed that to happen, so that happened miraculously. So that was good. And then we finished fifth in the SEC overall.
Mhm.
We were bad.
Y'all looked a little cheap in that first half. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they were just sluggish
Yeah.
after getting that beat up by Alabama. Missouri's bad, man. Bad football team. They ain't no good.
Mm.
They had that one running back they've got is
Missouri?
good. It was the ultimate troll though by CBS. So that Beatty is Missouri's running back. I think he
He
scored
was
like
there. He was their
thou-
entire team.
he scored like his 100th touchdown at Mizzou, right? Against Arkansas in the final
Mhm.
possession. And they cut away from that historic moment for him to show them fixing the trophy for Arkansas. So I guess the middle piece can be inserted and
Yeah.
it's like yellow or red. And yeah, so they cut away from that dude's like 100th career touchdown or something like that, just so they could show Arkansas getting the trophy. I just love that so much. That's such on brand for me, like as a fan, like just to troll them like that. Oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, I mean, I
That
hate
kid
being
had
you
that kid
go
had
ahead.
41 carries. Like
A
Like
lot.
200 and something yards, but he only
Yeah.
scored like 2 touchdowns or something, or 1 touchdown. How's that even possible? Well,
Like,
that
that is
Carries the Michigan guy had. 'Cause he had like 4 touchdowns.
he had
5.
5. It was a
Yeah.
record in that game.
Hassan Haskins, yeah. I think we ran a wide receiver sweep to score the first touchdown, and then the next 5 were all just Hassan Haskins down the middle, down the middle, down the middle.
It's impressive. I mean,
He was
Michigan, it's crazy to sit here. If you would have told me, even when I texted y'all about this and texted you, Micah, if we would have told me last night when I was at home watching Oklahoma State win, if I would have sat here and said, today, I truly believe that Michigan and Arkansas are on the rise and Oklahoma is completely crashing in front of our face, I would have told you, even last night, I wouldn't have believed it because I thought it was done. Once he said at that post conference, it was like press conference or whatever, it was like, I'm not going to LSU.
Yeah.
Telling the truth.
Yeah. He did not tell us.
What a scumbag guy.
He's a scumbag.
Ryan's collapsing, dude. His whole
He's dead to
podcast.
me. I don't care about Lincoln
Oh,
Riley.
the Oklahoma fans are raging on Twitter right now.
Oh,
Raging.
everyone's pissed. Even the players, they're furious right now. It's hilarious.
The ones that aren't going to transfer to USC.
Yeah,
Right.
the ones who aren't going to transfer.
Yeah. All the
Caleb
replies to Southern Cal's coaching announcement are just filled with Oklahoma fans like, recruits take
Hatred.
note. Hell desert you.
Oh man, I love social media so much. Twitter is my favorite for that reason alone.
Yeah.
There's that you can just fly in the comment section. I remember we're going off on it. I'm gonna, instead of label this the Michigan segment, I'm just gonna label it Micah interview. It's flying off the rails. But we had a section, Arkansas, we beat LSU, a couple weeks ago. And there's this dude named SEC Mike, and he comes out every night after the last SEC game. He comes out with these power rankings, completely irrelevant. It don't matter. He don't have no say whether Arkansas is ranked above this jackass or the other. You know what I mean? It don't matter.
I'm sure they're all computer generated rankings.
And he ranked Arkansas. I mean, we were the last game. We went off last. So, our friends are fresh on Twitter. We just won the boot. Everybody's feeling real confident. And that guy ranked us below Tennessee. And, and boy, them Arkansas fans went for that guy. They went, it's like, they went crazy. I was like, dude, none of this matters. This guy doesn't, I mean, I like what he says. He's a smart guy, but it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What matters is where they finish, and they finish fantastic. Yeah, I can't believe that I'm sitting here. Unbelievable that Arkansas and Michigan on the rise and Oklahoma's cratering. You should just Texas and Oklahoma should like rally and be like, we're actually not going to the SEC.
Yeah.
We're just decide not to leave.
We're going to take some time to ourselves.
Yeah, we're actually going to the American Conference.
Yeah, you're going to trade with Cincinnati and Houston.
Yeah. Just going to switch out, rebuild.
Yeah. Oklahoma's going to go with the Mountain West Conference. Texas is going to go to the American. Sad. Maybe Texas will go to the what's that one conference called, Ryan? The Sun Belt. The Fun Belt.
Yeah.
Or maybe what's the other where is UTSA?
They're in Conference USA.
Maybe Texas needs to go there. Yeah. I
They're
mean,
the best team in Texas again.
Who, UTSA?
Yeah, they're the best team in Texas.
No, I would say Baylor.
North Texas now. North Texas beat them, so North Texas is the best.
It's true.
Oh, that's true. The Mean Green. Oh my God, the Mean Green of North Texas. Me and Micah, actually, that was kind of a weird game for us because we both had NCAA 14 dynasties. I had one with North Texas. He had one with UTSA. It's kind of
The
weird.
running.
Micah was actually the one. Well, I'm the one who told you, Arkansas coaching staff there,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Illinois game all the way back in like week 3 or 2 or whatever, week 1, whatever it was, and they played each other. It was just the battle of the Arkansas. The Brett Bielema coaching tree, if you can believe, the Chad Morris coaching tree really extended. Arkansas people had Chad Morris trending on my Facebook. I mean, on my Twitter today.
What a guy.
And then he's going to Oklahoma.
Oh, God.
Would you like that high, Ryan?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Better fish than the sea.
Yeah. I don't know about that. What about Shane Beamer?
I've heard a few people want Shane Beamer, but I don't want him.
Why not?
There's better coaches out there.
In Columbia, he must be pretty good.
They're
projected. I will give Carolina credit now. They were projected to be, and they were bad, but they were projected to be way worse than they were. The fact
they were projected for like 3 wins.
The fact that they're going to the Birmingham Bowl is nothing short of remarkable. Yeah. They are bad.
I mean, they literally had an assistant coach as their quarterback for half of the season.
That's true, and he's still their best quarterback.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true. I mean, where were we at? Oh, I was at that party last night. We had a Clemson, watch party, and they put, Zeb Nolan into the game or whatever. And this whole segment's just guys chewing the fat. So if you're not into that, whatever. But we were at this Clemson watch party last night, and this random girl was there. I didn't know, a new girl, a girl I've never met before. And they put Zeb Nolan in the game. She just goes out of nowhere and comes out of the clouds. It's like, dang, he's got a fat. I was like, what? I was like, that's terrible. They literally pulled an assistant coach out of the weeds and were like, lead this team to 6 wins.
Yeah, they just looked at the intramural flag football fields and like, hey, the kid's got an arm.
They were like, hey, yeah, this guy's pretty good. We should pull him in here. He's better than Jason Brown and Luke Doty. So
true, sadly, but it's true.
Yeah, that is. Oof. What are you gonna do? Hey, South Carolina ran over.
Transfer portal hit it hard.
That's true. Yeah, Spencer Rattler apparently going to Columbia. Ryan, what would you do if that happened? Well, he kind of sucks, so I don't know if it'd be. I guess it would be an improvement.
I think he's going to the NFL. I don't think he's transferring.
No.
Yeah, he's going straight to the NFL.
What's
he's
he
done in college.
No, dude, he's got to go. He sucks though. What is he going to get drafted in the 6th round? He might go undrafted.
Millions.
He might
get millions.
It's true.
He has a good pro day, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. But wow, that just went crazy right there. So what are we thinking for Heisman here? We'll do a little Heisman segment.
I was just about to ask you about that because obviously Michigan fans are very optimistic about their own players.
No, that Michigan guy's not going to win it. If any defensive lineman's going to win it, it's going to be Jordan Davis. That's what I'm voting for. Well, I mean, I don't have a vote, but if I did, I would vote for him.
He's not going to win it.
He's what?
He has no stats.
Jordan Davis?
Yeah, he has like 10 tackles on the season for 2 sacks. That's all he's got.
He's very good though.
He is, but he has no stats. He's like Heisman's a stats thing.
He's like the Vita Vea of college.
Yeah,
it's
he's
very
the
reminiscent.
best player in college football.
Yeah.
But he has no stats to back it up.
That's true. Jordan Davis reminds me of my high school playing career. I didn't have a lot of stats either, but man, I was a presence in there. Let me tell you, people were scared to go up against me.
But do you think Aiden Hutchinson will be invited to New York?
It depends on what happens this week. I think a lot of this week it kind of depends. I think Bryce Young could win it this week. If he beats Georgia, I think he wins it.
Yeah, I agree.
If he has a bad game, I don't think anybody should win it. They're all bad. No good.
Honestly, yeah. I think CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud died yesterday. That died yesterday.
He had a good game.
He almost had 400 yards.
Yeah,
his receivers were making.
Yeah, but he lost.
Yeah,
that's what the problem is. They lost the game.
So, Lamar Jackson and RG3 had like 4 losses and they won.
That's true.
But it's just not the same. He's the talent that you can sit here and be like, oh my God, CJ Stroud's great. The fact that his wide receivers are playing in college right now are a crying shame. Olave and the other one with the long weird
Garrett
name that I'm
Wilson.
not going to say because
Smith
I don't
and
want to get
Smith
canceled.
and
Smith and
Yeah,
Jigba.
Smith. That's what I'll say. Smith.
unguardable. Yeah.
They like literally there were plays. Michigan had him in like a third and like 20 or something like that. And the dude throws a ball, just throws it up there, and the dude grabs it with one hand.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There was Garrett Wilson's first touchdown catch was like defender played it perfectly, hand right in his face, just caught it over him. Smith and Jigba had like a one-handed catch and a catch hugging the guy.
He's a freshman.
Yeah,
Who?
it's ridiculous.
Smith and Jigba. He's a freshman.
No way.
I think he's a
He's
red.
like the
gonna be
second best wide receiver in the country.
Yeah.
Embarrassment
Olave
of riches down there.
Yeah, it was that's what every time they would make an incredible play like that, I was like, okay, yeah, like this is where we start to fall apart. But
Especially in that fourth
offensive
quarter,
line.
yeah. I thought all they needed was Michigan just to slip up one time because they were going to
Mhm.
score again, and I was like, they just had no chance on defense, none, zip, zilch. They just were not interested in playing defense yesterday. They were running. I guess it was cold. They were getting slammed by the Michigan fat offensive linemen. They wouldn't just stand a chance, man. Not a chance.
The crowd really played a big factor in there because I mean
Like
I think
107,000 people.
I think Ohio State had like 6 false starts. They had a lot of like last minute like movements on defense where they were trying to get set and then Hassan Haskins would just gash them. And yeah, there was this stat. It said this is by Zach Shaw. He's a Michigan guy on Twitter. He said prior to Saturday's game, CJ Stroud had been under pressure on just 22% of his snaps this season. Michigan recorded pressure on 45.3 of Stroud's dropbacks. Aiden Hutchinson alone provided pressure on 28.3. Like,
I love that.
I mean, and
That's
he
awesome.
still threw for almost 400 yards, which is ridiculous.
He's got some good wide receivers, man. I'm not discrediting the guy. I don't think he should win the Heisman. If he wins the Heisman, it's a crying shame. I think what's going to happen. Oh, I hate this so much. I think they're giving it to Matt Corral.
I could see that.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it's Bryce Young's or CJ Stroud's.
They
It's
all
got
suck,
it
though.
feels like it has to be a quarterback just at this point. Like,
I don't think they'll give it a. Now, that guy, what's the guy, Michigan's guy's name? What's his name?
Aiden Hutchinson?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
If he goes out and has some killer game against Iowa, which I don't even know if they'll run pass the ball enough for him to get a sack. But if he goes out and has this monstrous game, maybe because there's been nobody that's actually been capable. See, the thing about Lamar, you say the Lamar Jackson thing, he was just phenomenal. He was just a great player, and that's why he won it.
Yeah,
Even
they were
though
video
he was like crazy good.
True.
But these guys, man, this has been the weirdest Heisman year because there's always been somebody that's kind of stood out.
Weirdest year.
And done what they needed to. Yeah, it has been a weird year. COVID hangover. Everybody's having a COVID hangover. But there's always been years, even RJ3 had a good year. He had his Heisman moment, quote unquote. CJ Stroud's not getting a Heisman moment. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
It's true.
He had his time yesterday to make a statement against Michigan in the snow, but he couldn't do it, And, Lamar Jackson, he had his Heisman moment against Florida State. That was early in the season, but he just kind of when he popped off the scene. And you look at the past couple of years, Baker Mayfield, I don't know when he had his Heisman. I guess Ohio State when he planted that flag. Kyler Murray, and I just think they had their moments in the sun, and I just don't think these guys have done that.
Yeah.
Like
no one's really had a Heisman moment.
It's going to come down to, I think it's going to be a weird vote because it's all going to be like super close. I don't think there's going to be one person that's just going to separate.
Yeah.
The ranking, the voting is going to be like this. There's not going to be one dude that, if there was ever one to bet on, this would be the one because no one has a freaking clue. Now it will be set in stone next week if Alabama wins. It'll be over. It'll be all CJ Stroud. Bryce Young.
Yeah.
It'll be done and over at that point. So what do we think of playoff predictions? What do we got?
I think that Michigan is going to win next week, and I think that Alabama is going to get beat fairly convincingly. So I think it'll be Georgia 1. And I also think Oklahoma State is going to beat Baylor. So I think it'll be Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Cincinnati 3, assuming they beat Houston, which what's his name? Former West Virginia coach that coaches Houston now.
Dana Holgorsen.
Yeah, Holgorsen could create some chaos. But Cincinnati 3.
Put Notre Dame in there.
Yeah, if Cincinnati loses, I think it'll be Notre Dame and Oklahoma State. So
what if Oklahoma State loses? What if Michigan loses? Could you imagine?
Yeah, it would.
I don't think Cincinnati, Michigan, and
they could all three lose.
Yeah, I mean,
and what if Alabama loses? Ohio State's back in there, baby.
They are.
This one, Ohio State, Alabama could lose and probably still get in. They probably, they would 1,000% put Alabama in. I bet it would be if the big three all fall next week, other than Georgia, if Georgia wins, it would be Georgia, Notre Dame, Alabama, Ohio State. You can book it, bet it, whatever you wanted to do. They would love that.
In the coaches poll, they have Alabama at number 2. So the polls are begging for Alabama to either keep it close or win. Like,
oh my God, could you imagine if Michigan, if that disaster scenario happened with Michigan, Oklahoma State, and Cincinnati all lost next week? Oh my God, the playoff committee would have like a jerking off committee. I mean, they would just go crazy. They would like lose their minds because it wouldn't even matter if Alabama lost. They put them in there with Ohio State, Notre Dame. Oh my God, they would die. Oh, whoa. I got a running out of time. A gift from Zoom. Oh, I love it. Thanks for not canceling our show. Ryan, what do you think? What's going to happen?
I agree with Micah. I think it's Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma State. I think maybe one of those 3 teams could lose between Michigan, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State has the most chance to lose. Baylor's pretty good. But we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
All
right. I'm thinking. I don't think anything's going to happen disaster-wise. I think it's going to be Georgia. Georgia. Now, if Alabama beats Georgia, Georgia falls to like 2 or whatever, and Alabama goes to like. What do you think? Alabama goes to 1. So they can't. They wouldn't put Alabama and Georgia playing each other in the semifinal. Whatever.
If you had Bama winning against Georgia, I think they go 1.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think that'll happen, but you never know. So I'm going Georgia, Cincinnati, Michigan, Oklahoma State. And I think Georgia crushes all 3 of those teams. No offense, Micah. I don't think Michigan stands a chance. Because Michigan,
I think Michigan is the only one that can make it halfway competitive. I think we still lose.
The fact that their defense could keep them in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is
we're not going to be able to run on Georgia.
No.
No one can run on
Georgia's going to win again. When it's over. They should just, if Georgia wins on Saturday, they should just cancel the playoff and give them the trophy. Just roll it out to them. Because it's
give Georgia a very big trophy and then Michigan a smaller trophy.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, Michigan might get the big
Cincinnati just a little tiny trophy too.
A group of 5 trophy. Yeah. Congratulations. You were better last year. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's what I think is gonna happen. All right. This is the end of the episode. Micah, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Go Blue.
Go Blue. It was great to be here.
We paid for it today as Steeler fans. They came back, Ohio came back and smacked us in the mouth.
Yeah, I did not watch past halfway through the second quarter. The disaster.
He was already mad, so yeah. So what are you gonna do? All right, that's the end of the episode. Ryan, any last thoughts you want to say about Lincoln Riley?
No, just sadness.
If you want to say any bad words, now's the time. Say it.
Just a lot of sadness.
Yeah.
True. All right, thanks everybody for watching TNR Sports Show. Bye. All right, that's it. It's over.